All right, pastors and ministers' wives, I am back. I know you guys have probably been sitting at the edge of your chairs and seats and couches and on the edge of your bed waiting for Lady Ruth to come on here and start some pastors and ministers' wives series, okay, and answer your questions. I do apologize for those who have emailed me and I have not responded back to you via video. It's sometimes really hard for me to come in video and do my batch recording. I am a wife, yes, and I do have my wifely responsibilities as a mother as well, and a mother of 2 babies. It is quite challenging. Nevertheless, I love you all and I'm happy that I am back, and I'm back to answer your questions. Alright, so let's get right into it. But before then, hi everyone, welcome to the channel. This channel is so much and more. Okay, my name is Ruth Naomi Mitchell. I'm the founder of FAR. Here on this channel, it's not just hair care, although I love hair. Yes, this is my real hair. And not just hair care, but we empower women, we empower pastors and ministers' wives. We are a lifestyle channel, and there's just so much more and more to come. All right, let me welcome my new subscribers. Sit down, relax, because here we keep it real and we know how to what? Have fun. Are you guys happy that I'm saying this again? That's way back in the days, okay? If you guys have been on this channel from then. Anyways, I want to get right into it. So there was a question that was asked by a pastor's wife, and she simply said, how to handle members that respect my husband and don't respect me. Honestly, I have been there where I feel like the member respected my husband because of the position that he is in, leading the church as the pastor, versus respecting me as well. And it's not like, oh, I'm the pastor's wife, I should be respected. But I believe that humans overall, we should be respectful of each other. And I have been in position where I feel like my husband got more of a respect or was deemed more valuable versus me. But I could be wrong. Who knows? Because when you are a leader of a church, there is just so much to it. For the experience that my husband and I got for almost 2 years, yeah, it was definitely quite a ride. And that was my boot camp, being a pastor's wife and being a leader. That definitely was a boot camp. And with my experiences in that time, I'm able to come on here and really encourage you pastors and ministers' wives. And I have been a minister's daughter for years, like all my life. So I also have insights there as well. But to answer the question, how to handle members that respect your husband and don't respect you. The first thing I put here is to pray in silence and ask God how to deal with the situation, because every individual is different. It's a spirit you are dealing with at the end of the day. If that person feels as if they could just sidestep you and don't deal with you and always try to go above you, especially if you are the leader of a certain department in the church, and because obviously your husband is a pastor, they feel as if, oh, I don't need to ask, first lady or lady so-and-so. I'm just going to go to the pastor. Oh, she's not valuable. If you see someone behave like that towards you, I want to first encourage you to really watch on in silence, because we want to be careful of accusing individuals, because we get so worked up, and sometimes people don't really necessarily realize that they're doing certain things. But for those who do realize that they're doing certain things, I think you should take necessary precaution on how you address them, because some people are very emotional. Some people will threaten to leave the church. And yes, yeah, you know, when people threaten to leave the church because you have to, you know, I don't want to say necessarily discipline them. It's really a harsh word, but the truth is your job as a leader, as a pastor wife, because most pastor wives are very involved somehow, even if you don't preach or teach, you're very involved. But as leaders, because you are married to the pastor, so your family is under this I almost said government. Your family's under this role, and it's a very serious role, because he is the shepherd of this flock. You don't want people to just leaving because of their emotion, because they got offended. So what I'm saying is, you want to be careful to not build offense, but to really care for this situation with great caution. So if it gets really out of hand, I want to say, I said here, if it got out of hand, hubby will have to address the situation in a decent fashion, respectfully. So if it means to speak to you and the person together, along with him, all in a meeting, to find out, why are they trying to go above you? Why are they not respectful towards you? What are these little behaviors, situations that occur that makes you feel as if they don't respect you? What is really going on? There needs to be a conversation. There needs to be communication, and not poor communication, effective communication, because it doesn't make sense for you to tell sister so-and-so, or to keep complaining to your husband and not really get into it. So it's very important for your husband to ensure to be that guide, not you getting out of yourself. And because we get emotional as pastors' wives, we can get very emotional, and our emotions can get us in a lot of trouble because we get worked up, and that's not really good. So please talk to hubby, and please, if it comes to something where it's really bad, then please privately talk to that person with your husband to try to hash it out, try to communicate it out, because at the end of the day, we are all souls, and our goal is supposed to strive to love each other and to make it into heaven. I think that's basically it, guys. I said I would suggest privately, and if it's a common thing, publicly. And I do understand that a lot of times it's not just one individual, it could be a multiple individual. And I want to say to the church, be respectful to your leaders, even if it's just the pastor wife and you think nothing of her. She is a huge play in your pastor's life. That is his wife, and you should respect her. And you may think nothing of her, but she is a woman of God, and she is the woman that God has given your pastor as a wife, whether you agree to it or not. As long as they are not disobeying the word of God, and that's a whole other video, okay? You have to respect the leaders, and if there is any issue, then you hash it out, you communicate it out. But respect needs to be given, and if it's something that is becoming too much of an occasion in your church, then your husband, your pastor husband, he would need to address it publicly in a respectful manner, because at the end of the day, we all should be respecting each other. We should not be sidestepping each other in church, because at the end of the day, we're trying to strive to go to heaven, and we can't be talking about we're going to go to heaven and singing and praising and lifting our hands and worshiping God, and knowing that we are not treating each other right and in love. All right, that's basically it, guys. I cannot wait to hear from you. Tell me what you think as a pastor or minister, or as pastor wife. How, if you've been in a situation where you felt or you know, you were being disrespected at church, how did that situation was resolved by yourself, you know, your husband? How did you deal with it? I want you to comment below to encourage another pastor's wife, another minister's wife. And that's it, guys. Do not forget to thumbs up and to share our videos. And your girl is